Hey everybody. So I'm going to break a rule where I don't make political posts, but with this one, what I did is I downloaded all the declassified documents that were mentioned in the presidential address last night. I downloaded all of them and I created an AI prompt and I fed each document into that AI prompt. And what that prompt says is, you are a fair and balanced, objective legal analyst. You will analyze a series of uploaded documents. Your goal is to check if these documents contain new smoking gun evidence of election fraud or election interference. The first one is attached. Once you have completed your analysis of this document, then prompt me for the next one. You must be objective and form your opinion based only on what the reported facts are. You have zero political bias. So that was my prompt for the AI, my AI legal analyst. And so then I just fed each document, each of the declassified documents into that. And I'll just go over real quickly what the key summary was of each document, and then the overall AI message gives at the end for both the left and the right. And the reason I'm doing this is because I just want, I just like to see a restoration of more civility and like less division. Personally, I'm an independent. I'm a swing voter. I'm willing to go both ways. So I try not to have bias. I try to look at things objectively. So that's what I'm doing right here. And I just wanted to share it with everybody. So I uploaded the first document, which was a CI note about Venezuela machines. And it took that prompt and it gives an executive summary of what the document is, a declassified CIA note, and then it has the key findings. I'm not going to read all this. I may put all these AI summaries into separate documents and make them available for anybody that wants to read them. But I'll just get to the smoking gun evaluation. So that first document, conclusion, not a smoking gun for U.S. election fraud or interference. So not a smoking gun. This document does not constitute smoking gun, demonstrating that foreign electronic election fraud occurred in the United States. Instead, the document establishes a well-documented timeline of foreign intent and theoretical vulnerability. Okay, let's go on to the next document. A CIA wire memo. Summary of document. The second document is a declassified World Intelligence Review report dated July 1st, 2020. Okay, let's go to the final analysis of this document, or the smoking gun evaluation. Conclusion, not a smoking gun for election fraud or interference. In legal terms, this document does not constitute a smoking gun. Instead, this document provides concrete evidence of cyber espionage and reconnaissance. Okay, so there is concrete evidence of cyber espionage and reconnaissance. Again, I'll probably put all these in document format, so if anybody wants to read the full AI analysis. By the way, I have a premium AI account, so I don't know if anybody can just do this. I don't know if you need a premium AI account to do what I did. You probably do, and probably need to be a little tech savvy. Anyway, let's go on to the next document. So CISA election report. What's that? Third document is an official election report issued by the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, dated July 13th, 2026. Okay, let's get to the smoking gun evaluation. Conclusion, not a smoking gun for fraud, but a clear blueprint of systemic risk. In legal terminology, okay, let's go on here. This document does not provide evidence that an election was successfully stolen, rigged, or interfered with by an adversary. Instead, it acts as a severe, credible warning about infrastructure vulnerability. It proves that U.S. election networks are soft targets. And it goes on to say a few more things, but I'll just leave it at that. Next document, it's an email. Fourth document is a declassified internal email from the NIO within the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, dated December 23rd, 2021. Okay, let me get to the smoking gun evaluation. Smoking gun. Conclusion. A smoking gun for intelligence anomalies, but not for finalized election fraud. Again, a smoking gun for internal intelligence anomalies, but not for finalized election fraud. In legal terms, this document serves as a smoking gun demonstrating institutional inconsistency and potential politicalization, double standards within the U.S. intelligence community's evaluation of foreign threats. Okay, so that's significant there. It does call this document a smoking gun of anomalies, but not of fraud. So the next one is another email. This is a declassified email chain involving the NIC and the Office of the Director of National Intelligence and the FBI. So it's an email chain. And so there's several parties in this chain. And let's get to the smoking gun evaluation. Conclusion. Not a smoking gun for election fraud or target interference. To the contrary, it serves as a smoking gun demonstrating institutional resistance against unverified claims of interference. Okay, it serves as a smoking gun demonstrating institutional resistance against unverified claims of interference. Okay, I think that's a good thing for institutions to resist unverified claims. So it's like a kind of a smoking gun you would want. Next documents, NICA foreign threats assessment. 6 documents. Okay, so 2 more documents after this. Let's go straight to the smoking gun evaluation. Conclusion. Not a smoking gun for successful electronic election fraud. Instead, it provides a comprehensive smoking gun of widespread foreign intent and aggressive influence operations. Okay, I think we all could have guessed that. I mean, foreign intent and aggressive influence. I mean, I think even in the United States has intent to influence the elections of other nations. So I think that's a smoking gun that not too many are going to argue with. Next document. The 7th document is a declassified National Intelligence Council memorandum dated October 16th, 2020. Go straight to the smoking gun evaluation. Conclusion. Not a smoking gun for election fraud or systemic interference. Rather, this document is the exact minority report referenced in the previous bureaucratic emails. It proves that a formal, highly detailed political disagreement existed regarding China's gray zone activities. However, it completely eliminates any theory of technical fraud. The authors themselves explicitly note that China refrained from touching voting systems or conducting high-level operational interference. Okay, so if they refrained from touching voting systems, does that mean they had the ability to but decided not to? Anyways, but the final smoking gun evaluation of that document is not a smoking gun for election fraud or systemic interference. Okay, 8th and final document. The 8th document is a declassified National Intelligence Council memorandum titled Vulnerabilities in U.S. 2020 Election Infrastructure. key findings. Again, like I'll put all this stuff up if like anybody would want to read it all. This full AI analysis, it would, take you maybe an hour to read. So smoking gun evaluation conclusion: not a smoking gun for executed election fraud. Because it is a predictive risk assessment written months prior to the election, it cannot legally serve as proof of an executed event. However, it is a smoking gun proving that government's comprehensive pre-existing awareness of localized technical vulnerabilities. Okay, so it is a smoking gun proving the government's comprehensive pre-existing awareness of localized technical vulnerabilities. All right. So those were all the documents that I was able to get off the White House website, and that was the key. And I just read the smoking gun evaluations for each document. After that, I asked AI to give like a final political message to both like the left and the right, if you will, even with some advice. And I'll read like what that final message was. Okay, so to the political left and mainstream institutionalists, it says acknowledge that systemic security concerns are real and require aggressive remediation. And then there's a little more there, but I'll just leave it at that main bold face point, which is to the political left, acknowledge that systemic security concerns are real and require aggressive remediation. And to the political right, acknowledge the absolute resilience of offline tabulators and physical paper audits. Acknowledge the absolute resilience of offline tabulators and physical paper audits. So basically, to the political right, the MAGA crowd, like whatever you want to call it, it's saying, hey, just acknowledge that we have pretty good elections here. And to the left, it's saying, yeah, there's some things we can make better, and you should acknowledge that. So anyway, so as an independent, someone who is willing to look at both sides and just call balls and strikes as best I can, I just thought this would be a cool exercise and hope you got something out of it. Thanks.